Dork. Okay, here we go. It says, you're live. Maybe we should wait a second, but this is going to like end up on YouTube as a live video. So maybe we should say why we're doing this before everyone gets here.
Go for it.
Okay, so I'll probably do a lot of the talking because I've read through all of your comments today. Madison hasn't read through all of them just yet. And also we have a third friend joining us. Madison, I was literally talking to Madison a minute ago about something serious, and she just started laughing, and I was like, what? And she's like, I can't stop looking at your zit. I never have breakouts like that. Stop.
It's massive.
Anyway, I'm going to start reading y'all's comments.
That was good.
I'm going to start reading y'all's comments in a minute, but the reason I wanted to do this is because some of you guys, I think, didn't see our first video, or maybe we haven't clarified it completely. That might totally be my fault. I'm not sure. I'm talking, if you haven't seen our video that we posted today, we're talking about Madison's nephew and her sister not wanting to tell her nephews about our relationship and actually like lying about it. So, yeah, I just wanted to clarify like the conversations we've had with them and where we stand, and then answer any of your concerns and just like talk about it. So yeah, you want to tell them, babe? Like, I guess start with like after Adrian said that last July, the conversation you had with your sister. You're gonna have to talk loud so they can hear you.
Okay, guys. So here's how it went down. I had a family reunion last year in July, and Shelby came along with me. I'm like, you have been around for 4 years. Like, you're obviously like we're our own little family. So I'm like, you're going. So we went to the family reunion, and my oldest nephew.
You don't have to tell that whole story, but that's literally on our channel. I'm saying tell them the conversation you had with your sister.
Oh, just that. Okay. Well.
Well, if you
gotta go watch the video, then see. You know, I thought
this is gonna be like a 2-hour live stream if we try to do all of that. Long story short, her nephew assumed that I was her roommate. Then this conversation followed.
Okay, so then I went to my sister and I was like, hey, you know, this funny thing happened today. Adrian had this weird theory that because Shelby's always around and I always drive, because my car gets better gas mileage, that Shelby's my broke roommate. And he's like going around telling people this. So can you talk to him and, you know, tell him that Shelby's not my broke roommate and she's actually fiance and like all that good stuff. I'm like, yeah, just straighten him out. And she's like, okay, like, yeah, that's totally fine. Like, not a big deal. And she's like, okay, I just want to make sure I tell my husband, like, I want to make sure we're both there together so that we can talk to them. I'm like, okay, cool. So
I didn't talk to her about this. This was all you. I literally wasn't even there.
Well, so, like, I follow up with her a week later. I'm like, so how'd the talk go? Do they know, like, we're together and she's not my broke roommate? And she's like, oh, well, I talked to him and he doesn't really want to tell the kids. Like, he doesn't want his kids to be gay. And I'm like, oh, so you're just not going to tell them? She's like, I think they're just too immature. Like, they're just so young. I think they would think it's funny. And I'm like, oh, so that sucks. And yeah, basically our relationship got kind of weird, like, pretty soon after.
They used to talk, like, at least once a week for, like, an hour. And ever since then, they haven't been doing that.
Yeah, so we started talking less, and
she wouldn't tell us about important things happening in their lives anymore. Like the baptism that we went to, that's why we were in town when y'all saw that vlog that we posted today. And she just, she didn't even tell us. We had to call her like 4 times.
Well, it might have been because she was busy, but I feel like
she's always been busy.
She would have told me about it. But I don't know. It's just been weird ever since, and we don't really know what to do or how to handle it, but it's not right, you know? So
the reason I wanted to address this is because some of you guys were saying, like, maybe her sister just wants to address it on her own terms. Like, we had that issue with one of my cousins, and my cousin just was like, I want to tell her when I think she's ready and blah, blah, blah. But that's not the approach they're taking. They literally have said that they don't want to talk about it because they don't want their kids to be gay. That has been the only reason we've gotten out of them. And so it's different than, and I think we totally left that detail out. And we totally left out the fact that we asked her twice to talk to them and if she had talked to them. And I left out the fact that the only reason we did tell him is because the night that we told him, we were driving home his dad's truck. So his dad was drinking and we drove. Her nephew, me, and Madison were in the car. Madison was driving the truck. And Adrian made a comment about the fact that I didn't know how to drive. Because
he brought it up again.
Yeah. So that's when I was like, Adrian, we're not just roommates. Like, we're together. I said, what would you say if I told you we were dating? And that's when he was like, 2 girls? Yuck. So that's the full context of the whole situation. I totally get like wanting to let them address it on their own to their kids, but I've given you at this point a year to do it and you haven't. And now I feel like I can't come to family events because you haven't told them that I'm not just her roommate. Your kid is telling me that I don't know how to drive and I'm broke and I'm my fiance's roommate. Like, that's awkward. I feel like engagement should be the borderline where you're like, okay, this person is like seriously in her life and she's around them all the time. We should start a conversation about who this person is.
Yeah.
Or just not sorry, one more thing really quick. The thing is if it had never came up, if the boys were never like, Shelbi is just Madison's roommate, we could have let it go. We don't have to bring it up out of nowhere and start a conversation and like trying to educate the kids on things that they might not be able to comprehend. But that's not the situation. The boy thinks I'm her broke roommate and thinks I don't know how to drive because of it. So I think at that point where your kid is thinking I am something I am not and you're letting him believe it, that's where I'm not okay with it. Does that make sense? I'm not just saying they should tell them because I think they should and they should listen to me and like my rights and blah, blah, blah. It's not that. It's you're leading your kids on and you're lying to them and you're making it seem wrong.
Yeah, like how ridiculous is it that she's literally going to be your Aunt Shelbi in like a couple of years and you're still thinking she's my broke roommate. And on top of that, obviously that was something that I brought up to my sister. I was like, okay, so when we get married, what happens? She's like, we'll be there. I was like, and your kids will be confused.
Yeah.
Why are they going to a wedding for my broke roommate and me? Like, that doesn't even make sense, And
as far as she knows, we could be getting married soon. Like, she doesn't know our plan.
That's true. But they would be there, and they would all be confused.
So, okay, I'm sorry that we just talked for like 8 minutes straight and didn't look at your comments, but I just wanted to get that stuff out there. So let me say hi to everyone who's here because it's been a while since we've live streamed. So Julie's here. Hi, Julie. Hi, Kara. Hi, Fairy. Kara again. Julie again. Hi, Jasmine. Recognize so many of you guys. I love you, my regulars. I love them. Is he afraid that his kids could be gay, though, because you and your other siblings? It sounds like her husband is maybe afraid of that. He definitely, literally is.
I don't think he's so much afraid as in he's not the most progressive person.
I mean,
at all.
That's yeah. The fear doesn't come from, like, worry. It comes from ignorance, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, there's a fear of, like, because whenever I came out, my parents were, like, worried. Like, or not my parents, but my mom. She said, like, gay people have a harder time in this world in the terms of, like, a lot of things. Just being judged and, like, professionally and legitimacy of your relationship. Like, that's all a concern. So I can see, like, a concerned parent. But his is, like, my cousin had a similar concern whenever I asked her to tell her daughter. And I said, I looked up to, she said, my daughter looks up to you and I'm worried that you could influence her. And I said, I looked up to you as a kid, but guess what? You're straight and I'm not. So your sexuality doesn't determine mine, just like mine is not going to determine theirs. So yeah, there's that. What else did y'all say? Let's see. Did I miss something? Especially considering that 3 other siblings are gay. Like, what did she think? This conversation was never going to happen?
Dude, seriously, I thought it was gonna be so chill. I was like, okay, like it's never really come up because none of my other significant others have been I'm the most serious, I guess you could say, or at that point.
Relationship wise?
Mm-hmm. Like most serious, most consistent, let's say. So I was
Most
like,
consistent.
I was like, okay, this is gonna be really chill. Like, I'm the first one. I'm also her favorite. She knows that. I'm her favorite sibling.
Kara's gonna watch this and be like, "What the fuck?"
I totally am. But anyway, I was like, okay, so this will be really chill, and she's gonna tell him it's gonna be good. No, honestly, I don't think it's her, which is the sad part. But the way things work with her household, that's just how things go, right? Is that how you say that?
Mel says that's disrespectful. Broke roommate. My son was 3 years old when my daughter came out, and we just answered his questions as they come up, which is totally fine, right? I'm not saying like take your 4-year-old and say these two girls have sex and that's how it is and you need to know, because I think some people misinterpret like kids don't even know what sex is. We're not explaining to them like our sex life. You're just saying Shelbi is not just Madison's roommate. They're together. The sooner you just introduce that as a normal idea, the less confusion and weirdness there is with it. I think honestly, and that could just be my perspective, I'm open to that idea. But I think the longer you put it off and like try to hide it, the weirder and the more awkward and the more questions you're gonna get. Yeah. Whereas if a kid grows up thinking it's normal, then it's not a big deal. It shouldn't be a big deal, but you know, whatever, I guess. That situation. Blah, 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 blah. Jasmine says, what's sad is that kids are usually very understanding about it. Kids just think love is love. They don't know any different until someone teaches them so. Which is why I'm super curious about why he said yuck.
Yeah.
He's 9, so he probably has been introduced to the idea. I just wonder, I don't
know why he said yuck.
I don't
know where he would have gotten that. Well, I do.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yep.
Her brother's husband is a redneck, ignorant, just like
sister's husband.
Person? What did I say?
Brother's person.
Her sister's husband. But he likes us. Like, we get along just fine, and he never judges us, and he's not rude to us, to our faces. Maybe he's saying something behind the scenes that we just don't know about at all.
I straight up know he uses gay, like, negatively.
That's different than him saying two girls yuck.
I mean,
that's different.
I'm sure there have been other questionable things when you start associating that with, like, being thrown around as a negative term.
Yeah.
Or, like, when you're trying to call someone stupid, like, that's so gay.
I get that, but a lot of people do that, and they're still not homophobic.
I mean,
it's just something that
are impressionable, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. My older sister that's gay, she actually got on to me about that when I was younger. Because I used to go around and be like, that's so gay, that's so stupid. And she's like, look, dude.
You can't fucking say that.
Don't freaking say that.
It's a habit.
Properly. And
yeah.
2, like, come on, dude. I'm gay.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know. Well, I knew, but I didn't know. So I'm trying to, like, hide it or whatever.
Let's see. Shouldn't be a big deal. He probably picked up the yuck from friends or school, maybe. I'm hoping that's where it came from.
Maybe.
Julie says, I would have told him boys have cooties. That's why you like girls. Let's see. Sheena says, your nephew probably thinks that girls have cooties, and so anything that has to do with more than one girl, just like more than one girl's cooties. y'all are funny.
Let's hope.
Maybe everyone's saying that now. Jasmine says maybe he just thinks all girls are yuck. That's funny. Y'all are funny. So No Face in the Crowd says, do both of you have families that are reacting this way? I think we had a very similar situation with my little cousin, and we told her when she was 9, right?
I don't remember.
It was 2 years ago, and she's 11 now. So it was when she was 9. That's when we told my little cousin, and she literally couldn't have cared less. Like, it was like nothing to her. But she's a very mature, self-aware 9-year-old. Like, she's just very, like, I don't know. She's very mature for her age. So it wasn't even a thing. And she already loved Madison, like, so much. So it was never a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, that situation was different because she told us we couldn't be affectionate in front of my little cousin and we couldn't like refer to each other as babe, whereas her sister just doesn't tell us not to say or do anything. She just says like we're not going to tell them.
Yeah,
So
it's a really weird dynamic because definitely with Shelby's cousin when we were going through the whole okay, we're not going to tell her. It really hurt a lot, you know?
yeah, Madison literally cried for like 8 hours and then left the next day.
Yeah,
It
I
was a
like
lot.
freaked out, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it was like we're not gonna tell them, and like it had been so long, and they were like, okay, we're just not gonna do this. It's like, dude. But then with my sister, I don't know why it's not. But I guess it's not bothering me as much as because we still are affectionate. We still are calling each other babe and fiance. They'll even acknowledge like they'll like say it in front of the kids, but not to the kids.
I
If
think
that
kids
makes
just don't
sense.
pay attention. I think that's what they're banking on.
So I don't know. It's like I know Shelby still feels uncomfortable, and I feel uncomfortable because, like, man, we've gone through so many hurdles with her family, and just when I think my family's gonna be a breeze, and it's like, see, dude, screw it. Like, we're just telling them anyway.
It doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. It only bothers me because I am mad at the parents, but like at the same time, it doesn't change anything I do. So I don't know. I just try not to worry about it. If you guys watched my video on my channel yesterday, one of my biggest triggers, like for anxiety, is control. And I've had to practice like really hard to not care about things I can't control. And that's one of them. So I just practice like really, really trying not to worry about it because it's out of my control. So, um, your siblings, how much? Oh God, oh God. Okay. Oh, someone said you both look gay. Good job. He
man.
is about the right age for girls being yuck. Yeah, Julie, I heard that you moved. I'm really sad about that. This is not on you now, Stephanie. We are just on YouTube. YouTube finally made it like built into the website for us to live stream straight from YouTube. So I'm chilling. We're just on YouTube. It's pretty exciting, actually. Everyone was so accepting in Austin. Very true, Julie. Yeah, it's super weird because I forget that we live in a bubble because if you surround yourself with people who think like you, which you're likely to do, and you live in a place like Austin, you don't ever deal with any of this shit.
Yeah. Like, everyone here is totally accepting, but it's like as soon as you get outside of Austin, you start seeing like the big jack trucks and Confederate flags and go home and deal with this crap. Well, I don't really have a home, but but I mean, close enough. It's the closest home I have away from here.
I really appreciate that, Jasmine. She says, the majority of my friends are gay, lesbian, or bisexual. I've never hid that from my daughter. My daughter is 3, and she isn't fazed by it one bit, and she will continue to be raised to respect everyone.
Oh.
That's super cool, Jasmine. I think that's the biggest thing, right? Like, it's just disrespectful to ignore someone's relationship. Like, it is really disrespectful. Yeah. What did she say? Maybe your first names are Babe. Babe Yeah, exactly. I think they're just banking on the kids not realizing that we do it. And they have never said anything to us about it. Like, Shelby, why are you calling Madison Babe?
Yeah, they don't ever say anything, but Adrian will like make his little snide comments. Like the one that Shelby was talking about. Oh, you don't have a car. Like, so you're riding again. Like, he'll say shit like that. And it's like, check yourself before you wreck yourself, little dude.
Yeah. Okay, I really appreciate all of y'all's support. There was one comment on there that said something like, think about if you had kids and you thought they were too young to know about something and whatever, but I really don't get it. What is there that like they're too young to understand?
Like, again, you're not talking to them about the birds and the bees.
Yeah.
You're talking about them for accepting people and their differences.
Yeah, and if your kids do already know about sex, then they should probably know that there is gay sex. And that's just like, if they know about sex, it's not confusing to tell them about gay sex. Like, you know what I mean? Like, either you're too young and you don't know what sex is and you just tell them that two people are together, or they're old enough and they do understand sex, and so gay sex is just gay sex. Like, I don't get it. Like, why is that a big deal?
I don't know. It's also probably because it's not taught in school. That's not a concept. It's
What?
like, here are these hetero videos you're gonna watch in health class.
That's
like,
true.
If you do this and this, you get that.
Oh, that's so interesting. Well, it's the same for the most part.
For the most part, but they don't really ever introduce like any other type of sexualities except for hetero.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Like, that was fun for me, struggling with my sexuality while I was growing up. I'm like, okay, so my mom's religious, so this is what she thinks. Okay, so school.
Thank God for the internet.
School is teaching me this.
Yeah.
So I fought really hard for a really long time to like. I wasn't that intense, but I guess I could say pray the gay away. Believe in your faith and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You won't have the feelings, but dude, for what? I don't know.
Yeah. Julie says both my girls have come out to me as bisexual. I don't know why people get so upset. You're a cool mom, Julie. That's why.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Awesome. There's no too young. It's easy to understand for me at that age. That's cool, Audrey. They're never too young to teach them that love is love. Agreed. It's not a big deal. Ignorance is what it is. People suck. It's okay.
Yeah.
It sucks that we've been together, you guys. I don't know if we told you in a video, but our 4-year anniversary was like 2 weeks ago. So this is not a new relationship. Like, this is not, like, these kids have known me for 4 years.
Yeah.
Because, let's see, when did I meet them? Do you remember? How soon after we got together?
I don't. I have no idea. It was definitely like, okay, at 1 year in our relationship, she was official enough to go to the hospital with me and see my youngest nephew born.
Yeah.
Like, we've been around longer than my youngest nephew has been alive.
Yeah.
So he's 3 and we've been doing this for 4 years. So It's a little upsetting when you think about it, but I hope she sees this.
Right? Kara might tell her, dude, one of her sisters watches our channel, and she'll probably see it, and maybe she'll send it to her.
I'll tell her.
If you are, hi.
Shout out to the big sis.
Time to move on. I don't know. Wait, it's an important thing to share, I think, for like LGBT couples online, like what we go through and how we deal with it and like just the aspects of it. And you guys always ask like if we've dealt with stuff and like what we deal with. And this is obviously like still the most significant thing that's happening.
Yeah.
So.
Like, it's so crazy though, because we went through so much stuff with her family. And then we turn around and we think we're done.
Yeah, we did for a long time.
Like, dude.
That's the even weirder part. Before this happened, I never knew there was a problem.
We had no idea.
I thought the boys honestly knew.
I thought they did too.
Not that there was like a sit-down conversation, but just that they were like, oh, yeah.
Just because we acted so natural.
Yeah.
Like, literally what we were just saying about with her cousin, it's like, you will not say you were dating, you will not kiss, you will not touch, you will not none of that stuff. So that like really impacted me. When it got to family vacation and we were like talking about it and she was still saying no, I literally broke down. Yeah. But with this, it's like we've been kissing, we've been like we're affectionate in front of each other, we sleep together. Like, it's never been a big deal until it was like, oh, that's really what he thinks. And now it's like, it's still a big deal, but it's weird how to handle it because she's not handling it. And it ends up us like saying comments to them, like saying honest comments, like, hey, that's my fiance, but like not in front of them because they won't tell them. Like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Julie says happy anniversary.
No, thank you.
Tina says happy
April
anniversary.
15th.
Yeah, tax day is our anniversary.
Well, not this year.
Yeah, they changed it this year. But it's our anniversary, usually tax day, and her youngest nephew's birthday.
Yep.
So we'll never get that.
Yeah.
We got to change our engagement date is June 26th, which just happens to be the day before my cousin's birthday, the one that we were hiding it from for a while. So that's probably not a good day to switch it to. So we've got to find another date that's like not around everybody's birthday.
We're going to get married in August.
That's your birthday.
September. Dude, my neck looks so muscly.
Mine looks not. Not.
Look.
This is one of my biggest insecurities, I swear. Stop it.
Guys, I literally told myself, I was like, okay, it's May. It's a brand new month. I'm going to start working out. I'm going to start eating right. and I'm 2 days in, no processed sugar, worked out 2 days in a row. I am killing it so far.
Madison's just bragging. We don't know what day in September, Stephanie. Honestly, we haven't talked about it because
that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's a whole nother live stream.
It's like, some stuff to do with her parents and some stuff to do with
financial goals.
And it's like not a big priority. I don't know. I'm under the impression if you know you're gonna be together, then like why rush? Like some people rush things really fast. Benefits. But I mean, hey, it'll happen. We just gotta work out some kinks.
I don't know. It's just because something really big and exciting is happening in our lives right now, but we can't talk about it yet. But one day we will, and then everything will make sense to everybody.
Yeah. Dude.
Whose birthday is it? Oh, it's Julie's birthday. Happy birthday,
Julie.
Aw.
That's my firework.
Oh.
That's awesome. I hope you're doing fun stuff.
Yeah, what are you doing, Julie? Fairy, by the way, says, I need to know is that your real name? Fairy. Her picture is an avocado everywhere, and I'm like, I just always know when it's her. Well, actually, I think she changed it on Instagram, but I don't know if that's her real name or not. But she said the only reason her and her husband got married is for tax purposes.
There you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Makes sense. When's Madison's birthday? Kara, that might be what we're talking about. That might be what we're hinting at. Maybe. I don't know. Dawn, Madison's birthday is on August 27th. Yeah?
That's correct.
I love you too, Nate. Nate, I mentioned you. I think it was you. Oh, god dang. If you change your picture. I think we have 2 Nates that are regulars, maybe. But in the video today, I was talking about a Nate. When is it? Oh, we went to the Goodwill bins this weekend, but we didn't get a lot.
Yeah, we did. We were freaking wiped out, dude. What did we do before that?
What did we do?
Something outside in the sun.
We were hanging out with one of you guys. I can't remember who it was. I can go back and look in the comments. But one of you guys told me that there is another YouTuber in Austin named Eden Jax. You guys should go check her out. She does vegan videos. She's like a plus-size vegan, and she makes videos like mostly about that. And I finally connected with her, and we went to lunch with her on Saturday.
She's super cool.
She's really cool.
Super funny. We had a really great time.
I'm going to go grab a couple of the things I got at Goodwill this weekend.
You just Here,
hold this while I grab it.
Oh, and we're
only going to be on here for like 10 more minutes, and then
we're getting close to Madison's face. Guys, I don't look at myself often, but when I do, I'm like, look at this fucking fro I have going on. If y'all know anyone in Austin who redoes dreads, let a sister know. Because I'm rocking the curly fro. Look at that. That is insanity. It's all good, though. And then I'm like, ooh, look at those pearly whites. Get them. Get them.
Babe, answer the comments. Why are you just looking at yourself?
Answering the comments. Stop looking at myself. Okay. Okay. Coming to West Virginia. LOL.
Dude, we're thinking about it.
We were going to ask y'all about it because Jesus Christ, I don't know.
Dude, that's a whole story. But real quick,
my grandpa's not my favorite person in the world. He's kind of a dick.
Look, I got this at the bins this weekend. It's on my Depop if you guys want it, by the way. I bought it literally to flip it. But it's like this cute little knit sweater, and it has a hood. It looks like this. Isn't that cute? It's so cute. I like how this live stream like turned into just like chit-chatting. But I thought that was really cute.
What?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give that away to one of you guys on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So make sure you're following me over there.
The other one, too?
Yeah.
This one, too. Giveaway.
Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, yeah, we went to the bins this weekend. We didn't get a ton of stuff. Okay, babe, calm down.
Oh.
Calm down. Okay, what else? What did I miss? What was I going to tell y'all? I can't remember. Oh, Nate wants to know what kind of jobs we had as teens. I didn't really work until I was in college. And then I started working for the university like scholarship fund, and I would call and ask alumni for money. That's what I did in college.
Yeah, I did that too for like what 2 seconds.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. Madison has worked at Subway, Academy. There's another chain you worked at. What was it? Target.
I was chaining it up, baby. I was like, let's do it.
That's so funny because I've never worked for a chain. I've always worked for either the state or like a really small business.
I think that's all I worked. Yeah, those are the only places I've worked as a teen.
Okay, do you want to tell them about how we skipped the family reunion last year because I wasn't allowed to go? Well, Madison's family seems more judgmental than mine, which is so weird. I would never pin them to be that way.
It wasn't a family reunion.
It wasn't?
But it was basically like my grandpa's really freaking old.
It is a family reunion. It is.
Not really. It was like my grandpa coming to see his children because they all live in Texas, but not like a gathering of like everyone.
But they do it every year, and it's normally in West Virginia, and it's a family reunion.
No, it was
That's
just
what your dad said.
It was just my grandpa coming down to see his kids and like his grandkids.
He has 4 kids, and all his kids have grandkids, so that's a family reunion. But anyway, go ahead.
He doesn't have 4 kids. He has 5 kids. You don't even know.
Well, excuse me. Literally, you haven't seen them in like 18 years, so excuse that.
That's also not true.
Anyway.
But yeah, so he came down from West Virginia. I think it was either last year or the year before last. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go. I'm going to San Antonio. I lived in College Station at the time, and I'm going to go see my grandpa with Shelby. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I like get ready to go, and I'm making all these plans.
It was for Thanksgiving too. We were gonna skip Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. Like making all these plans to go see him because he's old. You know, he could die at any second. I'm like, let's do it. And then it like turned into this really awkward conversation, or like my aunt knew and like wasn't telling me why I couldn't stay at the house they have in San Antonio, and then my sister knew and she wasn't telling me either. And then my dad called me and was basically like, you know, your dad's a deacon, right?
Your grandpa.
Or my grandpa. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, so he doesn't want Shelby going. Like, he doesn't want to see her. And I'm like, well, then I don't want to see him. So basically, this relationship with my grandpa was me. I tried to spark it because I was like, okay, things are getting better with my dad, and he like wants us to call his parents and stuff, but they are just mean. They're the meanest people. And when he started saying that, I was like, dude, literally, as far as interaction in my life, Shelby has been there 4 years longer than my grandpa. Like, doesn't call me on my birthdays, didn't send me anything for graduation or try and come to high school or college. Like, doesn't call me for Christmas, like, non-existent. And every time I tell my dad, it's just like, do you do any of that for him? I'm like, dude, why can't I just have a grandparent that spoils me and loves me?
So the catch is this year, the family reunion is in West Virginia, and her dad asked us if we were going to go, and we're like,
I was like,
I don't think we're allowed to go.
I don't know. So it'll probably come up again. Like, I obviously want Shelby to go. I feel like, okay, if Shelby didn't go, right, and then if my sister Kara didn't go and her girlfriend Erica, then, like, what would I do? I could hang out with my dad, but it's like, these people are my family. I don't know them. Like, I have no idea who all of these strangers are. And then there's my grandpa, who's, like, not exactly who I want to be hanging out with for a week. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll get back to him on it, but I just... Yeah.
Okay. Julie says she went to Petco on Monday night, and there was a ton of cat food. Literally a year's supply. Did they cut it open, Julie?
Oh my God, that's insane.
Because when I've been to the one, the one in, I think it's in Round Rock, they cut everything up. So, do you have cats? I hope so. Oh, yeah. Someone asked, what did we study? We studied environmental science. Do you know what part of West Virginia he lives in? She says he lives in the middle of nowhere, but do you know
where? I think it's called Greensboro.
Greensboro?
I think.
I don't know.
Greensboro, maybe Oak Hill.
I feel like Oak Hill is Dallas. Oak Cliff. You're thinking of Oak Cliff. Maybe. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I haven't been there. So literally, I went there in 2000. That's the last time I saw my grandpa was 2000. 18 years ago.
Kara says we can just hang out with her family if we go.
Her family is my family.
Not that, Kara. You think your sister is blowing up the chat and I'm just like talking to Kara? You're stupid. Y'all are funny. Yeah, Kara. I guess Carol is in West Virginia. That's what I'm gathering. And she says middle of nowhere basically sums up all of West Virginia. Okay. She says Oak Hill is a place in the Fayetteville County.
Yeah.
And it is gorgeous.
He lives there. Oh, what in the world?
Tippy does this thing, you guys, where he tries to get into our little stash of like reusable bags that are on that cubby. Not really sure why he does that, but he's making his way. Yep, there he goes. We recently rearranged those, so I'm surprised that he's even bothering to climb in there right now. It'll take him a while to get comfortable. But anyway, I think we're going to go because I told Madison we'd keep it short because we have a lot of stuff to do still.
Oh, no. Ah.
Okay. Yep, that's about the sign that Madison needs to go bye-bye.
Guys, what do y'all eat when y'all are craving sweets?
Fruit, babe.
It's not the same. I wish it was, but it's not.
Well, it's the closest thing, and that's what you can do.
You can't.
Anyway, guys, we wanted to clarify that. I hope all your questions were answered, your concerns, all the context is there. And, yeah, make sure you're following me on Instagram, random plug, but we're giving away those bottles like she said. And that sweater I showed is on my Depop, which everything is at Showbizzle with 3 E's. Okie dokie. We love you too, Jasmine. I don't know how to end this, so I'm going to try.
Go cat. Oh, we're not
We always do it wrong. You're supposed to start on this side.
God.
Yeah, like catch you later, Metal Bees.